to many, many audiences, not only here at the Grand Ole Opry, but possibly actually around the world. And she's always been just what she represents. She came here to us several years ago and said she wanted to talk a little, and she's been talking ever since. And you'll enjoy her because it's a lot of fun to her. Would you make her welcome, please, a little girl from down in Grinder Switch, Tennessee, Cousin Minnie.
Tonight, and all these fine folks taking these pictures, and they won't be no good. No, I had my picture took, and I said to the photographer, that picture don't do me justice. He said, lady, you don't need justice, you need mercy. Oh, well, I'm happy to have all these folks here tonight, aren't you, Ray?
Good to have them.
Well, I had a terrible thing happen to me here. I was on the road, and I stayed in a hotel, and I almost had to leave.
Really?
Oh, it was terrible. I went down and told the manager, I said, I ain't gonna stay in this hotel, it ain't decent. He said, what's the matter? I said, right across from the court from me, there's a window with a window shade all the way at the top, and a feller's in there taking a shower. He said, well, I'll go look up there and see about it. So he come up there and he looked across the court and he said, well, I can see a window with a window shade all the way at the top, but I don't see no fella taking a shower. I said, you get up on that chest of drawers and look. I ain't gonna have that kind of carrying on. But I did have a fella pay me a compliment tonight, just as I started in. Oh, I did, Roy, really. He said I look like a breath of spring. He didn't use them words. He said I look like the end of a hard winter.
You look good, anyway.
No, there was two fellas out there, and one of them said to the other, and he said, I believe that's the ugliest woman I ever seen. Oh. Other said, yeah, she's ugly, but she might be a pretty good old girl. You know, beauty's only skin deep. And the other said, well, let's skin her. I can't help the way I look. When they passed around looks, I thought they said books, and I said, give me a funny one. But I ain't two-faced. I'd have brung the other one down here tonight. This is an important night. And a lot's been going on at Grinder Switch, my hometown.
What's been going on?
Well, Chief Jones is, and he's got one of them newfangled oil stoves, and that thing blowed up the other night and blowed Chief and his old lady clean out the top of the roof. And it did, sure enough. First time they'd been out together since they got married. He ain't like Lem Perkins. He takes his wife with him everywhere he goes. I said, Chief, that's, Lem, that's nice of you. Take your wife with you everywhere you go. He said, yes, she's so ugly, I'd rather take her with me than to kiss her goodbye. And talking about kissing, that's all I do is talk about it. I don't do none of it. No, we had the other night, I went to a party and some old girl, I don't know who she was, she kept on hollering, let's play kissing games. Let's play kissing games. She hollered that all during the party. My throat was so sore. They drawed a circle in the middle of the floor, and a girl would stand in the middle of the circle, and a fella would either have to kiss her or pay a fine. I made $11.34. But I tell you, there's always something going on at Grinder Switch, Tennessee. I swear I live at. Miss Orson Tuckle just had her 16th young'un. She said 16 altogether. Well, not altogether either, one or two at a time. But she said she'd had so many young'uns, she's run out of names to call her husband. But I made a trip here a while back, went clear over to Hawaii. I did. Went over on one of them jet airplanes. I fly in them things, but I don't put my weight down. You get in one of them jet airplanes, and before you can say you haven't, you have. Don't never start nothing on one of them things you can't finish in a hurry. It's like the first time Uncle Nabob ever rid an elevator. He got on there and he jammed the door shut, and we shot right straight up and fell around the elevator. Seen Uncle Nabob look kind of pale. He said, what's the matter, Pop? Did it scare you? Uncle Nabob said, no, I always wear my pants down around my ankles this way. Uncle Nabob, he's got a little habit, you know, of dipping into the corn squeeze, and says he takes a little nip just kind of steady his nerves. He gets pretty steady sometimes. He don't move at all. Other night, Aunt Ambrosia knowed he's gonna be out late. And she got her one of them Halloween false faces. She didn't need it, all our family favors. She put that on and put a sheet all up over and hid out there by the bushes where she knowed he's coming by. Sure enough, long about midnight, he come weaving in there and come up by that bush, and she jumped out and said, "Boo! I'm the devil." Uncle Nabob said, "Well, shake hands with your kinfolks. I married your sister." Now, if these handsome, eligible, well, they're eligible, they're breathing. I had a date when I was out in Hollywood last week. I had a date with a fella. 3 of the girls working on the show got me a date. Took 3 of them to do it, but they done it. He was cute, but he was thin as the thinnest fella I ever seen. If he hadn't had an Adam's apple, he wouldn't have had no shape at all. Everybody's trying to get thin. Miss Lizzie Tinkham, she's got so thin back at Grinder Switch. She's fell off and got so thin they have to starch her underwear to hold her up. Had her face lifted. They stretched her face so far now every time she blinks her eyes, she pulls her stockings up. I'd like to sing Careless Love 2 verses, fellas. Oh, that's terrible. No, I had trouble with my throat, and it's all I've got between my head and shoulders. It looks like I washed it real good and forgot to iron it. But I... No, it's not funny! It's sad! I went to the doctor. I told him I had trouble with my throat, and he gave me some medicine that'd like to kill me. One of the medicine hurt me is the directions on the bottle. Said take it 2 nights and run in and skip a night. That's bad. Them nights I took it a running. Them nights I had to take it to skipping. That'd like to kill me. Let's go, fellers. Oh, love, oh, careless love.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Minnie, I want to know, is it true, some of the boys were telling me, that when you came in the back door back there, it's a little dark back here where the entertainers come in. Did something happen to you back there as you was coming in? Something a little unusual?
Well, I wasn't going to tell it, but it's true.
Well, I think it's eligible. It can be told. It can be told.
Well, it was awful. I started in and back there, and there's a fellow come up to me, and he had a gun in his hand. He said, "Give me your money." I said, "I haven't got no money." And he frisked me up and down. He said, "You haven't got any money, have you?" I said, "No, but if you'll do that again, I'll write you a check."
Take a bow here, Minnie. Come here and take a bow. Oh, she's done bow.
Comedy has always played an important part on every Grand Ole Opry show.
Excuse me.
And here are 2 of the best-known country comics in the business. Minnie Pearl, who just come off stage, and Archie Campbell.
Minnie, I just watched you. You were, as usual, sensational.
Oh, Archie, they're the nicest people in the world. The Opry listeners, the country music listeners. Ain't that right?
That's right.
I've always wanted to do it this way, you know. Televise it as it happens without all that rehearsal and all that sort
Yeah,
of
you
thing.
know, I don't know whether you remember this or not, and I don't know if you had come to Opry at that time, but when television first came in, Roy Acuff and I begged WSM to just go ahead and do it this way, you know.
But
they
before
said
my day, I'm too young for
Oh,
that.
excuse me. I know how old you are. I know about you. that birthday party we had for you, you know, when they had a candle on the cake for every year of your life?
Yeah.
And some darn idiot lit the candles. 7 of the guests was overtook by the heat.
Hey, it ain't so. It ain't so.
Now, Roy and I wanted them to do this because they told us that they couldn't at that time on account of, they said something about they couldn't get the voice levels and the instrument levels. But I watched the first of the show tonight, and they were getting levels that were great.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like photographing a football game or something. I enjoy it this way. This is the Opry. This is the
It
first time
certainly
it's ever
is.
presented.
And all you fine folks that are listening and looking in at your home are getting the same kick that those fine folks are back there, and didn't have to drive all that distance.
Right.
Through the snow.
Minnie, you surprise us. One time you're here in Nashville, the next time you're on the West Coast, and you're just all over.
Well, I'm having a good time. It's fun. Somebody asked me the other day if I was thinking about retiring. I'm older than anybody, but I'm not going to retire. I'm just going to stay in as long as